have beautiful little kids, your little twins, who I love. That's why I miss the circle so much, because we would just sit and talk about our kids the whole time.
Yep.
But little Dal and Louie, who are they're 4 now?
3.5.
3.5. And I remember seeing you in Brisbane when you were quite newly pregnant with them. When you because they're IVF babies, when did you realise, okay, we want to have kids now and this isn't happening for us? When did you make that decision to go, we're going to push on with this?
We'd known for a long time because we hadn't used contraception in a long time.
Right.
But the actual hurdle was that my husband didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to have sex? Or
didn't want to have kids.
Oh wow.
Never said, I don't want to have kids, but always said for about 10 years by that stage, plenty of time. It'll happen when it happens. And as I'd get older, I'd think to myself, I'm now 35,
Yeah, right.
and if we don't intervene, it's never going to happen, and I'm never going to be someone's mum.
Yeah, right.
And so I had to push him through IVF. I pushed him into it.
Yeah, right.
And that our relationship was never really the same after that. But he did it, would get his sperm sample for me and stuff like that. But there was no enthusiasm or encouragement or excitement about it. And
that's hard, because I can imagine that is a pretty emotional, stressful time.
Yeah.
Going through that.
Going through IVF and a pregnancy with a husband who won't speak to you is really hard. And going through their birth without, going to appointments alone, no one touching my tummy or being happy about the babies, no one wanting to talk about the babies or see them kick or anything like that. It was hideous.
Why do you think, was it just had he grown up in a way that had scarred him a little bit, that he didn't want to have children, or?
Yeah, he was afraid. And he says that now because we've been in counselling for 6 months, finally. But yeah, at the time, it's really hard to cut him slack when I just want to slap him and say, get round it, let's do this, But also, I now know that throughout our relationship, I have been a great one for whirling through the door and saying, guess what we're doing?
Right.
We're moving.
Yeah, okay.
We're, whatever. We're going to Sydney for 2 weeks. And he would always go, oh, okay. And he'd come. Mm-hmm. And he'd always warm up and get into it. And so I just had become really used to him getting his head around whatever I wanted to do. And this time was too big.
It's the biggest thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And so maybe you made that decision for you guys.
Yeah, I did. And I don't regret it, obviously.
God, no. And does he now?
No. He's always been a great dad, but there was no affection between the two of us then. When the kids were born, it was sort of just a lot of really sad water under the bridge by that stage,
Because going through IVF, which can be a process in itself, and then working on your relationship as well as working, I think sometimes when there's so much going on, the first thing to just get pushed away is the relationship, which is dangerous as well, but there's no time. There's no time.
There's certainly been no time since they were born. But during my pregnancy, I was just resentful. I just thought, I've earned this. I've earned this pregnancy. I have worked really hard for a really long time to be able to afford IVF and to be able to afford to have twins. And, I've earned a happy pregnancy and you're not giving it to me.
Yeah. What was it like when you found out that you were pregnant?
It was, the best moment of my life, but also the loneliest, because I was alone.
Were you alone?
I was alone. I was in the doctor's surgery. 2 weeks after they implant the embryos, you go back, so you've got to wait these 2 weeks. I'm not sure if they've stuck or what's happened.
Right.
And so I went and I was having this scan, and I remember him, they've got that wand inside your body.
Yeah, right.
Whirling it around, And I'm looking at this screen, and I saw this, all of a sudden in the blackness, this little tiny flashing light. I was like, what's that? And he goes, oh, you're pregnant.
Oh, my God.
The doctor said, you're pregnant. And I said, oh my God. And he goes, you're pregnant, you're pregnant. And then I went, but hang on, what about the other one? And he goes, did we put 2 in? And I said, yeah.
Oh,
forgot.
The doctor forgot.
The doctor forgot. He goes, oh. With the wand. He goes, there it is. And there's another little flashing light, and that's all they were. They were these 2 little white pulsating flashing lights. So they were both there. And I was 2 weeks pregnant, and I went out and I rang Adrian from the car park. I said, I'm pregnant. They're both there. They're both there. I'm pregnant. I'm having twins. And he kind of went, okay.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah, right. So you feel like that's been taken away from you, that excitement and sharing that. And
yeah. And I can never get it back. I can never get, you know, the happy, even the birth, just that kind of kiss and that good on you, well done. I'll never have that. But, you know, I do have twins. I do have 2 kids. And I remember sitting on a plane once, because when I lived in Brisbane, I had to travel so much to keep my career going in Melbourne. It was such hard work, because I could so easily have disappeared up there, you know?
Yeah.
And been stuck there forever. And so I was always so tired. And I was sitting on this aeroplane waiting for everyone to get on it. And I was looking out the window. And all of a sudden I heard this little girl say, Mum, in that little timid mum way that they do, you know? And I just cried and cried and cried, and this trying to hide my face, and just, you know, and because I just thought, oh God, I just don't know if I'm ever going to be a mum. What if I'm actually never a mum?
Yeah, right.
So I am.
Yeah, you are. Two beautiful, awesome, full-on kids.
Yeah. But yeah, it also, again, I had to cope. I had to find a way to cope with the idea that I might not be a mum too. I thought that was a really important part of the process, you know.
How do you get your head around that though, when you do want to be a mum and going, this might not happen for me?
For me, just a lot of meditation and a lot of practical application of those feelings of, okay, if I can't have my own children, why don't I donate time and money to children, and then I can feel for the rest of my life, if I don't have children, you know what, I'm going to get a lot of sleep-ins and some nice holidays.
Try and look at the...
You know, so that's nice, and I've got beautiful dogs, and but what I'll do is I'll try and help children, you know, so that was my plan.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I feel like as a woman, it's just our right. We can have kids when we want. We should be able to, you know. And then sometimes you see people who don't want kids having millions, and then people who really desperately want them struggling so much. It doesn't make sense, you know. It's
well, you know, it does. I mean, I remember going for a scan. You know, you have a million scans before they'll put you on IVF, always to check everything out and see if there's any other way, you know. And so I was in a waiting room to have a scan once, and this lady poured Coke into her baby's bottle. And even her friend was like, what are you doing? She goes, it's the only thing she'll drink. And in that moment, I just was so furious.
Yeah.
I was, how can you have a kid and I can't?
Yeah.
That's nuts, you know. So it creates this really ugly, judgmental kind of way of thinking. But I think you have to push through that. And also Adrian and I dragged Adrian along to an international adoption. We actually applied for international adoption.
Right.
We started the process. And we went to this seminar and with all the other people who were applying, and God, the desperation in that room.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And the money in that room, people were just lining up, just saying, I don't care if it's $30,000 or $50,000. I don't care how much it is. I want to be a mother.
Yeah.
You know, and all of that just made me feel like, guys, if you gave all of that money to other mums in the world, they might not have to relinquish their kids because they can't feed them, you know? So... Yeah, right. There's a lot of complicated stuff about motherhood and about your right to motherhood and what it means to be a mother, and but I had to just think through all of that. Yeah, you know,
which is confronting. How long did it take you with IVF?
It was only our second go. The first go didn't really work. Yeah, so it was really the second go. And, it's great now. To look back on it at the time, it's so terrifying because I think they got 6, they harvested is the word they use. 6
So
eggs.
you could have had 6 tuplets, is that what it's called?
No, this is the thing. They got 6 isn't that many really. So they got 6 eggs. They give you these drugs to make your ovaries pump out eggs, right? I think I got 6. Great. So then the next day you get a phone call saying, oh, only 4 of those actually are functioning eggs.
Right,
okay. So then the next day you get a phone call saying, oh, only 2 of those fertilised. So in the end we only had 2.
Right.
And then they say, well, we'll put 2 in, we'll see, these are your percentages that they'll both stay or one will stay. So, yeah, those are the 2 at soccer as we speak.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Like, thank God that we've got that,
Yeah.
That there's, because I was saying to a friend who's got her little boys are IVF babies, and I said, I love knowing that because I know how wanted they are and the work that you went through to get those babies.
I think it's fun, and I think it's fun that I remember their conception and Adrian wasn't there.
Yeah. Not many people can say that.
I remember.
That's like my ultimate type of conception, mind you.
Really?
Oh, I can't be bothered. Let's just put them in it. No, I shouldn't say that, but it's so funny.
It's pretty funny. I remember me and 3 scientists in a room chatting about something.
So sexy.
Yeah, and then bringing in this enormous sort of...
Really?
Yes.
And so they put it on the end and put it up with this enormous thing.
Pop it in. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Are you under when they do that?
Not that one, no. You're under when they harvest.
Right.
But no, when they pop it back in, you're just there chatting. And Adrian was circling getting a park downstairs. Or he actually came at least that day. But it was funny. We were all in a waiting room, all in your white gowns. All us mums waiting around to have our embryos put in. And the dads are encouraged to go in and be there at the moment of conception, but none of the dads would go. The only other partner who went was a lesbian.
Oh, really?
I wonder
couple. Why.
They just... Look, men are really timid about IVF. It's very emasculating.
Yeah,
it's a very difficult process for men at the best of times. And of course, we should have gone to counselling then. Of course we should have. It's really hard and complicated, and it brings up so many issues. Parenthood does.
Oh, yeah.
At the best of times. But not being able to conceive naturally is complicated. And it can set up resentments that last a long time and are really hard to chase down, Because
you decided that you need to separate, you need to go your own ways. I read that you said you needed a circuit breaker, it was just a bit toxic.
Yeah.
So you've actively taken 12 months apart and you're halfway through that now. So where are you at with all of it?
We're good, we're really good. We... because I traced it back to about 5 pretty toxic years out of 16.
Right, which is quite a long time.
It is, but the 11 before that was so great. It was such a good relationship,
Yeah, right.
And so as soon as I got serious about having kids...
That's when it happened?
Yeah, that's when it happened. So, yeah, I needed a circuit breaker. I needed to say, I want to be happy again. And... we hadn't slept in the same bed in 5 years.
Right.
And I was lying in bed one night by myself watching RuPaul's Drag Race, which I love.
Yeah, amazing.
I love it so hard. It really cheers me up. And I was watching it, but even then, at the end, Ru goes, if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen in here? And every week when she says that...
And you in bed going, amen.
Teary every time she says it because it's such a beautiful sentiment. And but I thought to myself in that moment, am I ever going to lie next to someone again?
Wow.
And have a laugh at night, and watch some shit TV together and even argue about which shitty program you're going to watch, And that's when I knew I had to give myself a chance at happiness again. And I hoped it was with Adrian, but if not, I had to give myself a chance.
So courageous.
Not live with that misery every day.
Because I think a lot of people are in unhappy relationships, but it sometimes feels easier to stay than it's scary to change,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you obviously brought it up with him, and was he on the same page?
No, he fought it real hard.
Yeah, right.
And, yeah, but he moved into a flat nearby, which I went and found, and I signed the lease. And, you know, I'm sure the whole time he thought, she's not going to do this. She's
Yeah,
not
right.
going to do this. And I did it. And then the great hallelujah moment was, I think even before he actually moved into the flat, he made an appointment with a relationship counsellor for the two of us.
Great.
Which was massive, because I really thought, he doesn't love me anymore. He doesn't even like me anymore. It's over, you know. I've lost the great love of my life.
Yeah.
And then when he made an appointment, I can't even tell you how shocked I was.
Yeah.
And
just knowing that he's going to fight for it.
that he's going to fight for it. Yeah.
And that you deserve that, you know.
Yeah.
Because you do.
Still thinks I deserve
Yeah.
that. It was pretty great, because I really thought he didn't think much of me by then. So.
Do you think that? Do you think that at the end of this, do you worry that it's maybe you are going to go your own ways, or do you feel like you're going to be together?
I don't know. I feel like we are going to be together, but I feel like I have to be able to look at my kids and tell them I did everything I could do.
Yeah.
I gave it everything I had. And so did he now, which is great, you know?
Yeah.
We're both giving it everything we got. And, yeah, that's what I need them to know.
How do you explain to, like, I vividly remember when my parents sat my sister and I
my
down.
parents are still together, so this is the first breakup I've ever been inside of, you know.
And it's you. Sometimes do you go, oh my God, this is me. I'm living this.
Yeah, all the time. And am I doing it right?
Yeah.
You know, what are you meant to do? And for the first, couple of months, I'd never had a broken heart in my life. So I'm trying to time my crying around the kids.
Oh my God,
you know, I'm
Meshel.
trying to go, okay, I'll get through the day, get them into bed, and they started acting up at bedtime. So bedtime suddenly started taking a while.
When Adrian wasn't there?
So taking an hour sometimes to get them to stay in bed. And then I could have a really good cry, you know? And I'm lying in bed thinking, oh my God, this is crazy. It's like I'm 16. Never had a broken heart before, because all those years I wasn't really bothered by men or...
No.
You know.
And you got together when you were so young.
Yeah. So that's hard. It's hard breaking up when you've got these people that you have to...
Be strong for.
Yeah, just be normal for.
Yeah.
You know?
How have you explained that Dad's living around the corner now?
I sort of haven't.
And they haven't questioned it?
No, they do ask after him. We'll see him today. We'll see him tomorrow.
Right.
Because now we're in a good pattern. He comes and stays 2 nights a week. So
Great.
he's around. Picks him up from kinder one day, you know. So, yeah, I'm lucky, I think. I think I'm lucky that they're still young enough not to really...
I think that they are, you know, like I think, because I was saying sometimes I feel like I neglect Bax because I can't be bothered sometimes, and I might do this and I'm like, he's not going to remember. It's all right, you'll be right.
We all do that, don't we?
I know.
If I yell and go, shut up!
Yeah, I know, I'm like that. I'm like, he won't remember, it's all right, he's too young.
And I think back, my mum did that, and when you see other mums do it, it's so comforting, isn't it?
Yeah, oh my God,
when you see another mum just pearl out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's not just me.
Yeah.
You know?
But I truly think that the best thing that you can, for kids, all they need to do is feel protected and safe and loved.
Yeah.
So I remember Mum and Dad sitting me down when I was about 4 or 5 saying, we're going to, you know, I remember them saying we're going to split up and Dad's not going to live with us anymore. And I remember saying to them, hold hands. If you hold hands, you'll still be together.
Yeah.
Because you just don't understand as a kid. And I remember going, oh, they're holding hands, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just little things.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I was hopeful it would be, and I still am. So I feel like I'm not going to have that chat unless I have to, you know.
Totally.
With a bit of luck, Adrian will move back in at the end of our year, and now that we're in counselling and doing well in counselling, and he's really committed to it, we can find a way to live together again, you know, because, God, doesn't parenthood just shine a light on every issue?
It does,
You have, and your relationship has, things that you just sort of didn't pay much attention to for a long time because they weren't really problems.
No.
But parenthood, whoa.
And you have very different parenting styles too,
Yeah,
don't you?
we do,
Which
yeah.
I reckon can be tough. Sam and I are quite on the same page, but he's a very, every time he gets up, I'm like, tick, 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 like he's a helicopter parent, big time.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, he'll be right. Let him stick his finger in the
Same.
socket.
Adrian's the same. Adrian made me put huge pieces of furniture in front of every electrical socket in the
Yes,
house.
Sam nearly did it. It's like, we're going to baby-proof our house. I'm like, no, we're not.
Can't we just buy those little things that
Yeah.
bunnies that go in?
He knows how to pull them out, the little
Does he
bugger.
really?
Or he sits there for half an hour. I'm like, at least it keeps him entertained.
I know. I try to let them make up their own minds about stuff as much
Yeah.
as possible, you know, and fall down and get up. And, yeah, Adrian's the same. He's really, and even this morning, this is what I'm learning, is to let him be the parent that he is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're trying to toilet train Darlie. Louis, no dramas. Louis
Right.
said, toilet train twins is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. It is the most awful, frustrating, I just can't even tell you, depressing job.
I just am like, I'm just going to wait until he says, Mum, I need to do a shit on the toilet. And I'll
That's
go,
what
all right.
Louis did. See, Louis just
Good.
said one day, started with undies, do you want to go to the toilet, you know? And then one day he went, no nappy, please,
No
Mum.
way.
Wow, great. And a few accidents for a week or so, and now fine. I mean, the only issue is he loves weeing outside.
Yeah, right.
So-
But that's a little boy. That's all right.
Yeah, but you know, because there's two of them, I'm watching one at the park, and then he's dropped his pants at the duck pond and he's weeing in the duck pond. I'm like, dude. And other parents, you know, are around, you always feel judged. But so he's fine, but Dale does not want to be toilet trained. No, thank you.
Oh,
No, thank you. I want a mappy. I want a fresh mappy. I don't want to be toilet trained.
I love Dal though, because I love when
She's
she was
magic.
tiny, you'd be like, she's so lazy. Even when she was a baby and
would
you'd
roll over.
do her exercises. Roll, Dal.
I know. Well, she's not lazy anymore, but she's just very... And it's hard. I mean, you know, I get it. I get you want to wear a nappy. Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
It's
I
great,
know.
you know. You don't
Yeah.
have to stop what you're doing to go to the toilet. You know?
Yeah, that's it. She's too busy.
She's
and that's
busy.
kind of cute, I reckon. Like, it shows what her personality is. I'm too busy. I'm not going to the
And
toilet.
I
I'll
was
do
the
it.
same. I remember wetting myself as a kid in the sandpit because I was like,
did
but this
you?
is so great what I'm doing. It's so important what I'm doing here.
You weren't that kid at school. That I reckon by
I
the
wasn't
time they
at
go to
school.
school,
No, I wasn't at school.
because you always remember the kid that pisses their pants.
That's
at
what
school.
I said. I said,
Yeah.
oh my God, if they're not toilet trained, they're going to end up taking each other to the formal.
Yeah, they
because
would.
no one
Yeah.
ever forgets. You know, if you rock up.
I
to
still
pray.
remember the kid who would wee. Sam, my boyfriend, weed at school. I'm like, oh no, I'm with the guy who weed at school. And the teacher put his pants over her chair to dry them out. And everyone's like, whose pants are they? And he's wearing like the school pants. You know how you got to go to lost property? And he's like,
the I wet my pants.
yes. He
Yes.
was wearing them while his wet pants are hanging over. I'm like, oh my
Yes.
God, I'm with that guy.
I love that. There was a guy in my primary school who was doing a lecturette, and we were 10, but he was obsessed with Vietnam. This kid.
Right.
And
That's
he did
weird.
he did a lecturette on the Tet Offensive, which is a battle in Vietnam.
Right, okay.
And he was getting so into it that he put his leg up on a chair and he did a wee. I had his leg up. It was nuts. It was nuts. So I guess
So what did you just saw this
we
kid?
honest went, you were blowing our minds with the Tet Offensive, but this is like...
That is amazing.
This is passion, man. At 10,
No
you
one-
are so passionate, you've lost control of your function.
I know, but all of you will remember his name forever.
Yeah.
And you always do in primary school. You remember their whole name. You know, it's like Alice Bed. You remember their whole name.
I won't say it, but I do remember it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
And he had a buzz cut. It was nuts, this kid. So toilet training the twins is a freaking nightmare. And but today they're going to soccer, right? Now my dad, Adrian, my husband, and my brother Pete are all going.
Great.
For moral support. It takes
Nice.
3 of them to get the kids to soccer. which I do every
Which one?
Sunday,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
So 3 of them to get the kids to soccer. And so Dale has been pretty good with the toilet training. But this morning I said, look, because every outing ends up at a Chinese restaurant with my father. So they're no
Right.
doubt going to end up at a Chinese
Yeah,
restaurant
right,
for lunch,
right.
right? So I said, look, put a nappy on Dale. It'll wreck your day if she craps herself in her undies while you're at
Yeah.
soccer, you know, it'll ruin everyone's day. And Adrian goes, oh, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I'd actually... And he opens up the pocket on his cargo pants and pulls out 2 nappies he'd stashed. He was going to put her in nappies secretly later.
Was
Right? And I thought, well, I don't know. I would have been angry about that.
Yeah.
Are we working together here?
Yeah.
Are we trying to train this kid or not?
Yeah.
Just leaving it for my, But then I thought, I just have to let him be the parent that he is.
Yeah. And it's not wrong, it's just different.
It's not wrong, it's just different.
Sometimes feels wrong, sometimes is wrong, but different.
I know.